All right, everybody, welcome to the webinar. Thanks so much for jumping on. I am super excited to show you this today. I can tell you this, I've been doing online businesses for almost 20 years, and I have never seen anything that is as good as this. So I'm really excited to show you this. In fact, this is going to be the first time we are publicly showing this method. So I'm really excited about it. Now, before we get started, let's do this. Let me save a whole bunch of time here. Instead of doing, hey, where are you from and how's the weather and all the little chit chat, I want to give everybody a few more minutes to hop on. It looks like we're still filling up the room just a little bit. We're going to have a packed house, so don't get off the webinar and try to get back on. You're going to lose your seat. But while we're waiting for everybody to jump on, what I think we ought to do is let's look at some results so you guys can kind of see what's possible with this method. I want you to see how much money you can potentially make with this and get you all excited. I think that'll be a lot more valuable than just a little bit of chit chat. So let's do that right now. I want to show you guys some actual results. Now, before I can show you results, I have to show the disclaimer here. Just because you guys are on the webinar doesn't mean money's going to appear in your bank account, right? There are risks with any business. I don't know your background. I don't even know if you're going to take action on this. So I can't promise you're going to make the exact amount of money you're about to see here. But what I can promise is this is the best thing in terms of the percentage of people that have success that I've ever seen. All right, so let's take a look at some results while we're waiting for the room to fill up, and then we'll get started. So let's start with Andrew here. You can see here he said his best 30 days, so 1 month time, he did $97,000, over $97,000. Now, one thing I want to mention, a lot of times you guys see a lot of numbers, especially if you're looking at like Shopify, drop shipping, or different methods, and you'll see people talking about sales numbers. Sales numbers are useless, right? Profit is the important number. So with our particular method, about 50% of what you see here is the net profit, 50 to 60%. So Andrew here took home around $50,000 to $60,000 profit for that single month. So just keep that in mind, but that's something important that needs to be addressed because that's something that a lot of people glaze over. Oh yeah, 97,000 in sales, but it cost 110,000 to generate, right? That's not very good. So Andrew took home 50 to 60,000 a month. The rest of these you can kind of extrapolate. About half of that is going to be the net take-home profit. So best week, he did a single week of almost $39,000. Our single best day, over $6,700. So we're talking about what, close over $3,000 net profit in a single day. So when you run the math on that, you're looking at $2.45 million per year pace. So the question is, okay, Luke, how much money can I potentially make with the method you're about to show me? Well, $2.45 million, I hope, is a lot of money to you. So the answer is a lot, right? This is an extremely profitable method you're about to see. By the way, all of these people saw the exact same information you're about to see, and they're getting some crazy results. So Kathy, her 30-day period, $46,000 in a single month. So well over $20,000, close to $25,000 profit for Kathy in a single month. You run the math, you're looking at $560,000 per year in sales. That is a large amount of money. Chris, this was pretty cool. A single week of $10,000. He's done over $70,000 already. And that is some big numbers for a single week. How about this? Patrick, college student, recent grad, world traveler. He travels a lot, so he doesn't put a lot of time into this business. But look at his numbers here. He's already done over $424,000. He's on pace to do well over $1 million this year with this business. A couple other cool highlights from Patrick he sent to us. By the way, these are all posts in our Facebook group. So you'll have a chance to get in there at the end of the webinar, and you'll be able to talk to these folks and verify these aren't these are real people that are really doing this business that you'll get a chance to talk to. So $3,200 in a single day he did, $82,000 in a single month, and again he's traveling all over. This was a picture he posted up of him and his girlfriend. He's out there elk hunting. and llamas are taking his gear up the mountain. And so he is really enjoying life at this point, all thanks to the methods that you guys are about to see. So that being said, it looks like the room is almost full. So let's get started with this thing. You guys ready to go? All right. Good. All right. So we're going to talk about two completely separate methods today, but they work hand in hand. And you'll see what I mean as we go along. And here's my big, bold promise to you. Okay? I'm going to just come out of the gate and make a giant promise. And you can hold me to this. Let me know if I stuck to this by the end of the webinar. My big, bold promise to you guys to start this thing off is these two methods you're going to see are going to be the absolute best methods you have ever seen to make money online. How about that for a big, bold promise, right? And what I mean by the best is the percentage of people that make money with this is huge. It's not like just, oh, well, a couple of people have had success with this, right? We've seen all that, right? No, it's not that at all. A huge percentage of people that do this have giant results. So not only the percentage of people, but the amount of money those people make is absolutely huge. You compare that to the skills that's required with this, which isn't much, the time investment needed, which isn't much. There is nothing you're ever going to see that's even close to this, period. All right, so that's my promise. I know that's a big, hypey, bold promise to make, but see if I stick to that and held to my promise at the end. Let me know if I followed up on that. So to kind of further that, this is these methods that you're going to see. This is something where, you know, I have a lot of people come to me all the time say, Luke, what do you do for a living? Can I do what you do? Or I'm going to get started. What is the best thing I should do to get started? And so any friends, family, anybody that comes up to me and asks that, this is exactly what I show them. In fact, this is pretty cool. This is a picture of my dad, and I'm there showing my dad how to do this. And he is having success with this. So not only are friends and family doing this, but my business partner, John, his dad is also doing this. So both of our dads are doing this method. So again, if our parents come to us and say, hey, how can I make some extra money online like you guys do? What would I show them? Exactly what you guys are going to see here. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So some quick ground rules. I just ask that you guys pay close attention, ask questions with us, interact. I've got some guys on helping answer questions, so use that chat box. The chat box here in GoToWebinar is private, so no one else is going to see what you type, so feel free to ask any questions at all, and we will get back with you. And one last thing, if you guys see something that causes a light bulb to go off or that blows your mind, just type a mind blown or an MB in the chat box. Just let me know that you're with me. And I don't want to leave anybody behind, right? So if a light bulb goes off, give me an MB or a mind blown, all right? So I don't know how many of you guys can relate to this, but this is Randy here. He spent over 15 years trying other methods and buying other programs and spent tens of thousands of dollars trying other stuff that never worked until he started doing what you guys are about to learn today. And at this point, he's been able to quit his $65,000 a year job. He was an IT guy. He's been able to quit that and do this full time. And he's going to do over $1 million with what you guys are about to see. All right, so let's put your mind at ease. I know what you're thinking. Okay, this sounds really good. We've seen some cool results, but can I do it? The answer is yes. Absolutely anybody can do this. This doesn't take any major technical skills. It doesn't take any specialized marketing skills. We have eliminated almost every hurdle that you normally have with other methods of making money online. We've eliminated all of that. You don't need a website. You don't need funnels. You don't need funnel software. You don't have to email market. There's really no marketing, no traffic required. You don't have to do any ads, none of that. That is why the success rate is so high with this. We've eliminated all of it. So don't worry, not going to take any special marketing skills, any special technical skills. Zero chance that the method doesn't work. You can outsource this entire thing. You can get it systemized and outsource it. Of course, there's huge profit potential you've seen, and you can do it from anywhere in the world. So I know one of the questions I always want to know, before I see something, before I go through some training, can I do it? How hard is it going to be? you guys can absolutely do this. Now, really quick for you international folks, can you do this internationally? We've shown people from all over the world how to do these two methods. Here's an example. Wilfred's from Holland. He's done several $100,000 with this now. And again, international. He's made $15,000 profit in his first 6 weeks. And now he's up to multiple six figures. So you international folks, we haven't forgotten about you. We're going to show you that you can do this as well, just like anybody in the States can. All right? So that being said, you guys ready to see method number one? Just give me a number one in the chat box. I want to make sure you guys are with me. Type a one in the chat there, or say yes, or say let's get this thing moving, and we'll get straight to method one. Now, here's what we're going to do. All right, everybody's typing ones. Okay, good. We are going to cover the explanation first, and then I'll come in and do a full demo of this. We'll do an over-the-shoulder kind of demonstration. So we're really going to dig in so that you guys can take action on this. All right, let's get started with method number one. Okay, let's talk about method number one. And if you're taking notes, hopefully you've got your pen and paper out, or you've got your notepad up or whatever. So 2 specific facts about method number one you need to fully understand before we start. Fact number one is that more than 80% of Amazon customers only buy Prime eligible products. And that is those products with the little Prime symbol beside them. You can kind of see here, right? So 80% of customers only buy if it has that little Prime logo. Another way to say that is 80% of Amazon customers have never purchased a non-Prime offer. So a giant majority of Amazon customers will not buy unless it's got that little Prime logo. And you guys, I'm sure most of you are probably Prime members. If you're international and you're not, what that basically means is you're signed up to a service with Amazon that allows you to get a lot of perks. Free 2-day shipping and a lot of different potential perks. So the vast majority of Amazon customers will only buy if it's got that little Prime logo. In fact, a lot of you guys are probably like me. You've got the Prime filter on, which means you only see Prime products. You don't even see anything other than Prime. So that's fact number one. A giant majority have to see that little Prime symbol to actually buy. Fact number two is Amazon customers are willing to pay much more when they see that little Prime symbol. Okay? So that's really important to know. Most people won't buy unless they see Prime, and if they do, they're willing to pay much more when they do see it. Okay? 2 really important facts. Now, the next piece of this that you need to understand is how do products get that little symbol beside them? And it comes down to really where that product is, okay? And there's 2 different places where it could be. It could be at an Amazon warehouse, and it gets that little symbol, or it can be not at an Amazon warehouse, and it doesn't get that little symbol, right? So that's the main differentiation between how an offer gets that little logo and how it doesn't. So we call that FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, when it has the little Prime logo. So anytime Amazon is fulfilling the product, it's going to get that logo. Again, that means the product is in Amazon's warehouse. If it's not, we call that fulfilled by merchant, and that means the product is being shipped from the seller, right? From their house or their business or their warehouse or wherever. It's just outside of Amazon's warehouse. So the key here is to get that little Prime symbol. We want our products, and you'll see this in just a minute, to be in an Amazon warehouse. And by the way, if you've done Amazon sales before, you haven't done it like this. This is something completely unique, okay, just as a side note. So the 2 facts, nearly all Amazon customers only buy Prime, only buy if they see that little symbol, and they're willing to pay a lot more if they do see that little symbol. So here's how that generates profit for us. It creates a perfect profit storm, and here's how. All we have to do is buy products that don't have that little Prime symbol and turn them into products that have the little Prime symbol, because we can buy those really low price that don't have the symbol, and we can sell for much higher, because remember, Amazon customers are willing to pay more when they see that little symbol. So let me show you a specific example of this, and I think it's going to be really clear. So here's a textbook, and we're going to focus on books, and you'll see why. This is a textbook. You can buy it Prime for $174. Okay, and this is what you see if you're a typical customer, you're focused on Prime, you can buy it for $174. Okay, that sounds great, right? Again, textbooks, as you guys know, are really expensive. If you've been to college, you know how expensive these are. So $174 book. However, if you look at the non-Prime offers, if you click away and you just look at the non-Prime, you start to see this. You can buy this book for $7 plus $4 shipping. So about $11.52 is what we can actually buy this book for without the Prime symbol. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to buy this book, non-Prime, for $11.52. We're going to get that book in. We're going to ship it to an Amazon warehouse and sell it FBA. Remember what happens once Amazon gets it. We can sell it for that Prime price at $174. So we've taken this textbook and we've turned it from non-Prime to Prime and taken advantage of that. After all fees are said and done for this particular book, we can make $130 profit by turning this into a Prime product. Okay? So we're going to buy it for $11.52, sell it Prime for $174, $130 profit. So here's the basic concept of method one, and we'll really dig into this, okay? We're going to buy a non-Prime, non-FBA textbook, for this particular example, for a low price. Again, very few people see them. These guys have to compete. They sell them really cheap. We're going to get that book in. We're going to ship it into Amazon, and we're going to sell it Prime because it's going to be at Amazon's warehouse. We're going to be able to price it high like all the other Prime offers, and we're going to be able to collect massive profits in doing so. So it's buying a non-Prime offer, getting it in, shipping it to Amazon, selling it for Prime and the high markup. Okay? So this is what people like Sue are doing. She's already done over $50,000. She's doing this part-time, and she's got an amazing story. Her husband has been in the hospital for several months, and she has been doing this at the hospital, earning money, and she's done over $50,000 flipping books like this. So you might be going, okay, well, I get it, that sounds good, but man, $174, is that how much books cost? Well, again, if you've been to college, you know how expensive textbooks are. Let me show you some sales that we've made. You can see here, these are sales prices people have paid for these textbooks, and they got good deals on them. I mean, these are just really expensive books when you're in college and graduate school. So $605 we sold a book for, $444 we sold a book for, $300, $205. Very common to see high-priced books like this and to be able to sell books of that price. That's just what college textbooks cost. So it doesn't take very long when you're selling books at that high of a profit and that high of a dollar figure to get the results like Matthew's done here. And you can see he's done over $75,000. Actually, he's at $100,000 now. And Matthew has kids. He coaches youth sports. And you can see here, he said, I've tried many different opportunities over the years, but there hasn't been one that's been this much fun. He works a full-time IT career and coaches youth sports. I find this fits perfectly into my schedule. While watching a sporting event on TV, I can buy books, etc. And Vicki here backs it up and says, yeah, I think we've all seen our share of biz ops that just don't work like this, right? So that's kind of the very first piece of method number one. We're going to buy a low-priced, non-Prime book, get it in, ship it to Amazon, jack the price up so it matches the other Prime offers, sell it, and make all that big markup. It's really easy to do. Now, the theme you're going to see over and over, you're going to see this slide a million times. It gets better than that. Okay? So let's look at this specific example one more time. Remember, we're going to buy it for $11.52, sell it for $174. After all shipping, all Amazon fees, everything is said and done, we're going to make $130 profit just on that one individual book. But let's dig a little bit deeper. If you look at the actual listings for this book, you can see we bought the cheapest one at $7.03 here, but the one right below it is $20. We know we're going to be able to sell it for $174. Why not buy that one? The one below that is $20. Again, why not buy that one? So if you actually look at the listings for this book, all of these non-prime offers, there were 2 pages worth of these listings. Okay, and so you can see we can buy another one for 20, another one for 25, another one for 28. All of these will be profitable for us to flip until we get all the way down to the first non-prime book. That's like close to $150. We just won't make enough on that one, so I stopped there. So when you add all of that up, that is over 19 copies of the book that we can buy and do this. So we don't have to just stick with one copy. We can buy multiple copies. So what I did is I added all of that up. So if we buy all 19 of those at the listed price, non-FBA, non-prime, we're going to spend about $1,100 buying those books. However, if we sell all 19 of them, we're going to generate $3,300 in revenue, and after all fees, our total profit is going to be $1,626 on one book. Super simple. All we're doing is buying non-prime, selling for prime, buying multiple copies, $1,600 profit for one book, just buying several copies. So that is how you can see people like Patrick getting to that $424,000 or doing $1 million a year. It doesn't take too many of these books, okay? So that's the basic concept. So now the question is, all right, that sounds easy, but how do I find these books, right? That's the key. How am I going to find these books? So let me show you guys something. This is pretty cool. How are we going to find these? Let me show you how we're not going to find them first. So if you take a look at this, this was an article in Woman's World about this particular method, about selling books and selling textbooks. And if you look here, they called it the #1 easiest way to make extra cash. Okay. Again, this isn't an ad. This is an actual article in Woman's World. So let's zoom in on the article and let's see what it says. You can see a woman here, Sonia Ann Jones from Santa Clarita, California. And she says she's making $250 a month selling old books. All right. Well, how's she doing it? She's sourcing books locally. She's going into the thrift stores and all that. And she's actually walking in physically and finding books to flip. And $250 a month, that's great. You know, that's a fantastic car payment, or that helps pay for college or something like that. But that's nothing compared to what our folks are getting. So, you know, not bad for a stay-at-home mom, but look at what our stay-at-home moms are doing with this same thing. Shauna here, $25,000 in sales, flipping books. So she must be doing something different, right? Here's Vicky. Vicky has done over $50,000 in sales. Check this out. She's done over $10,000 in a single month. Okay, that's a lot of money. So if we compare that to what was being talked about in Woman's World, again, proven method. It's great that they're telling folks about it, but she's doing $250 a month. Vicky's doing $10,000 a month. Okay, that's a far cry from $250 a month. So obviously, we are doing something completely different, but with a very proven method, as Woman's World called it, the easiest way to make extra cash, right? So how do we actually find the profitable books that's different than what Sonia was doing, walking into physical stores? Well, obviously, we're finding the deals online, as I talked about earlier, all right? So let's go take a look at how we're actually going to find these books. Okay, here we are at Amazon. We are going to search for some books in a much better way than Sonia was doing it in Woman's World. I just want to show you how this works, and then we're going to take it a step further. I'm going to show you how you can do it even better than this, but this is the basics. So let's scroll down. I'll show you an example. So here's what we would do. We would look at this and we'd say, okay, this particular nursing book, we can sell it for $57. This is prime, right? So we know that's our selling target. We can sell it as high as that. And then we can buy it for, let's look, as low as, we skip the rentals, obviously, we don't look at those, $57. Well, That doesn't give us any margin, so that's no good, right? So that book's no good. Let's go look at another. There's another nursing book down here, right? So we can sell it for $119. It looks like the cheapest we can buy it for is $113. Again, these are rentals. We ignore them. Yeah, $113. So again, not enough margin there for us to make money after shipping and fees and everything. Let's go up. There was one up here. Here's one where we might be able to make a little bit of money. $117 we can sell it for. We can buy it for as low as about close to $77. So there's some margin there, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, used very good, $79. We can sell it for $117. So we've got some room. We found one. We made some money. Not too bad. However, let's go back to the slides. I want to show you something. We can obviously search better than Sonia was, but walking into thrift stores and things that way. But clearly we need a faster, more profitable way to do this if we're going to get to numbers like Phil here, right? Phil, $52,000 for a single month. That's $630,000 a year. Clearly Phil is not clicking around until he finds a profitable deal, right? We have to have a better way to do that. So here's where something awesome comes in. We have built some custom software to find the books for you, way faster than you can ever do it manually. And that is how you've seen some of these folks getting up to really big numbers, is we gave them access to the software. So I want to show you the custom software here in just a second, but let's take a look and see how difficult it's going to be to get to some of our income goals. So how fast can we make big profit with this? Let's just take $10,000 a month. I think a lot of you would agree an extra $10,000 a month in profit would be awesome, right? I mean, if you look at it, an extra $10,000 a month, let me break this down and kind of solidify it so you can see what you can actually do with $10,000 a month. I think that's more powerful than just thinking about $10,000, right? So $10,000 a month will pay the mortgage for a $500,000 home. Plus, it will pay for a $50,000 car. Plus, it will allow you to put $24,000 per year back for your kids or your grandkids' college. It will allow you to spend $24,000 a year on vacations. It will allow you to give $12,000 a year to charity. And after all of that is said and done, you're still going to have $15,000 a year left over in cash to do whatever you want with. So I think we would all agree that all sounds pretty good, right? So how can we get to $10,000 a month with the software? Well, let's break down $10,000 a month. We need to make $333 profit per day, okay? So $333 is going to be our goal. Let's see if we can make our goal for today to get to that $10,000 a month. So let's bounce over and look to see how the software finds the books for us and does all the work. All right, so here we are in the software, and this is the custom software that is going to find the profitable books for you. How does it work? Well, we have a gigantic database of tens of millions of books that are on Amazon, and we store tons of data about each book. And what that allows you to do is go in and set certain search criteria, click the search button, and it goes out and does what would be hours and hours and hours worth of searching and research and pulls back all the profitable ones for you automatically. So it's super powerful and it does a lot of things, but I just want to give you a very simplistic demo here so you can see how quickly we can get the profits. Now remember, we're trying to get to $10,000 a month or $333 profit. Let's see how long it takes us to make $333 profit, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say I don't want to spend any more than $20 on a book. The max price I'm willing to spend is $20. And to make sure that there's some spread in there for me to make some profit, I'm going to set the Amazon price to be at least $100. What that means is I'm only going to pay $20 for the book, but I know that Amazon's selling it for at least $100. That leaves me a lot of room in there, okay? And then the final thing is I want to only look at books that sell a lot of copies really quick because we want to sell our books really fast. So here's how we do that. We set the average bestseller rank, you'll get a chance to learn about later, at 1 million or under. That just means books that sell really quick, okay? So let's apply the filters, and the software goes out and does hours and hours and hours of research for us and comes back with specific books, okay? So you can see this is how we can make so much so quickly. So how quickly can we make $333? Well, let's take a look at the first book. We can see this one here, used, is going to cost us $19.40 approximately, and we can sell it for around $474. Well, there's our profit right there. Let's just make sure that this is the case. So let's look. Yep, there's $479 actually now. So it's even been priced higher since the last time I looked. So we can actually sell it for $479, and we can buy it for, let's look, $19.82 free shipping and handling. Okay, so yeah, real close. So $19.82, and we can sell it for $479. Let's pull up the calculator. $479 and 19, let's just call it 90, just to be safe. So after all fees, net of everything, shipping out the whole 9 yards, $381 profit. Guess what? We just made our $333 for the day. We're on pace for $10,000 a month. That quick. So let's take a look at the next one. Let's see how quickly. So save that amount, right? Remember that. We made over $380. Let's look at the next book. So it says here we can buy it for 10. We could sell it for $274. So let's take a look. There it is, $275. And let's see what we can buy it for. $10.92. So let's just call that $11 because there was free shipping. So let's say $11 and we can sell it for $275. $11, so $275 is what we can sell it for. Costs us $11. After all fees, $219 profit. So we've made well over 300, well over 200, boom, just like that. We are way beyond our $10,000 a month pace, that quick. So this is how you saw folks making hundreds of thousands of dollars, $90,000 in a single month, $400,000, pace to make $1 million a year. This is how you can do it very quickly, right? Now, it gets better, right? That's our theme, okay? So you can see there are tons and tons of these books. Here's one. You could sell this, buy it for $18, sell it for $235. Buy it for $3, sell it for $215. The other thing I really like about this method, check this out, guys. You're only spending $3. So this doesn't take a gigantic investment, $3, but look what we can get back, $215. Pretty awesome. So the budget is fully within just how many books do you want to buy? So hundreds and hundreds of these books. So here's where it gets crazy. Scroll down here. There are 365 pages worth of these books, over 12,000, almost 13,000 results that meet this criteria. So start thinking about how much money is available here. We're talking about a $20 billion market. So I know what you're thinking. Okay, yeah, but aren't we all kind of looking for the same books? So no, first of all, it's a $20 billion market. There's no way any one person could buy all these books and make all the profit. Second of all, every one of these results that you see here changes all the time. So in another couple of hours, if we reran the same exact search, we would get different books, right? The books come and go and they sell. They sell, tons and tons of copies every single day. And you got to remember how huge Amazon is. So the opportunity is gigantic, okay? If you're in this, don't be of the scarcity mindset there, because obviously, if we're doing this, if it would affect our business, we wouldn't show you how to do it. Right? So that's a really important point to remember. Now here, let's take it even a step further. So not only are there over 12,000 of these books, and not only does this same exact search return different results every couple of hours, but if we take it a step further, we can just change these results to get even different books, right? So let's say, well, I'm willing to spend up to $40 for a book, and let's keep the Amazon price at $100, and let's say, yeah, I'm willing to go up to books that sell, a couple of weeks. So let's go up to 2 million. So we do this whole new search, completely different books are going to pop up. And you can see here, we can buy this one for 19, sell for 474, 10, sell for 355, 24, sell for 308. And if you scroll down, 38,000 of these results. Over 1,000 pages of profitable books that meet this particular criteria. So, I know a lot of people go, yeah, but aren't we looking for the same books? No, there is no way, based on being able to change all of these search parameters, that gives you different results. The dynamic market gives you different results every hour, every couple of hours, and the fact that there are absolutely so many. So the point here is we got to $333 profit in one book just by putting in a few parameters, okay? And you'll have a chance to learn how to get even more detailed in your searches. But that is how our results that we showed earlier and the folks that were doing this as well, getting those kinds of high profit numbers, are doing this. They're not out there doing the research. The software is doing it for them, okay? So let's go back to the slides. I'm going to show you a couple more things about this. Okay, so you saw with method 1 exactly what it takes to generate a significant amount of revenue on a daily basis. So the question is, are you willing to do that easy work for all of this, what we talked about? I mean, we got to $333 and $10,000 a month, just like that, right? So the key is the custom software that finds the deals for you and does all of the work. That's how you get to the big money, and that is how you really maximize these results. That's why our folks, our stay-at-home moms, are doing $10,000 a month, and Woman's World stay-at-home moms are doing $250 a month. That's the main difference. So now the question is, do you guys see any difficult skills with that? Does that look like it's too hard? Like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can press a couple of buttons and buy a couple of books. I mean, certainly you can do that, right? So, of course, no difficult skills required when the software is doing it for you. So this is how you saw folks like Andrew doing $97,000 in a single month. Chris, awesome, on pace to do $360,000 this year. He did a $30,000 month already. Cynthia, $20,000 a month. That's $240,000 a year pace. Brian, a $28,000 a month, $337,000 a year pace. And I could, not kidding, I could do this all day long. I could show you guys example after example after example of people using the software to generate those kinds of profit numbers. But here's the cool thing. As always, it gets better. You're probably thinking, yeah, but this sounds great, but books, man, I don't want to have to ship books and open books and package books, and where am I going to do that out of my house? Here's the cool thing. You never have to touch a single book with this method. Here's how. We've actually given you the ability, and we'll talk about this at the end, to set up with a book processing center that will receive the books for you, open and inspect the books, repackage the books, ship those books into Amazon or any other destination where you're selling them, so that way you don't have to touch a single book. Basically, you buy the book, you have it shipped to the processing center, they do all the work, and they ship it out. And you can get that done, depending on which service you use that we recommend, anywhere between $1 and $2 a book total. No brainer. Then you don't have to touch a book, nothing, it's automated. So for you international folks, you're wondering, well, how am I going to buy a book and ship it to Australia or England or wherever you are and back? This is how. You don't have to do that, right? You just have it shipped to the processing center, they handle it all. So not even having to touch a book is a huge benefit to this method. So let's take it a step further. It gets even better, right? This is our theme. It gets better. If you take a look at Victor here, you can see that once you have the system down, you can outsource the entire method for hands-off passive income. Victor here, pretty cool. He said, I like making money while I'm catching the Blue Jays, playing against the Cleveland Indians. It's the best. And you can see here he had already made $255 that day while watching the game because he's got it outsourced at this point. Right? Pretty cool. So let's kind of wrap up method number 1, then we'll get into method number 2, which again, it gets better. So method number 1, the take-home message here is anybody can do this. Very few moving parts. We've eliminated all the typical hurdles with a normal online business. You don't need sites or traffic or any of that mess. People exactly like you are making money, all walks of life from all over the world. There's a lot of money to be made with this, as I showed you. It's a gigantic $20 billion industry. And one of my favorite things, once you get this down, you can put it all on autopilot, hire it out, and you don't have to touch anything. So one last thing, I want to share with you one more story about this method to really drive it home. Hopefully this inspires you to take action on this. This is Jim. He's a local pastor. He's in Missouri, same state I'm in. And he has done over $200,000 with the method that you just saw. And you can see here he posted in our Facebook group and said this is when he had sold his 5,000th book, and at that point he had done $156,000. Here's what's really cool about Jim. And again, you'll have a chance to hear from Jim later. He was living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with 9 kids. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath with 9 kids and him and his wife. So you're talking 11 people in a house of 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. After learning this method, he's been able to not only generate $200,000, but he's been able to purchase a new home. And even cooler than that, his kids, this is an actual video they posted in the Facebook group of their kids helping move material in, helping build their new house. So he's been able to build a new house now, and that not only fits his family, but fits his business. Jim actually likes to process the books himself. So really cool story. Again, we could talk story after story after story of people doing this. So doesn't matter where you are or where you're starting from, you can make a gigantic impact in your finances by using this system and method, right? So, and again, you guys saw Randy. I don't care if you've tried everything in the world online. You haven't tried this yet, okay? So this is a really good one. So let's do it again. What's our theme? It gets better. Let's talk about method number 2. You guys ready for method number 2? Give me a 1 in the chat box. I just want to make sure you're with me and you're excited about method number 2 because it gets even better, as if it couldn't already, right? But it does. Okay, cool, awesome. Jeff, Cindy, okay, everybody's saying yes. Okay, 1s, thanks for the feedback. So method number 2, what kind of results can we get with method number 2? Check this out. With this method you're about to see, this new one, Mike did over $6,000 net profit in a single day. That's a $2.19 million per year pace. So this is another method that you can make a massive amount of money on. You guys are really going to like this. I want to see if you guys can spot this. So we're gonna use books again. This is going to be another book opportunity. Do you guys see anything right now on this page that stands out for you? Take a look at this right here. Any opportunity jump out? Probably not, right? Just books. Who cares? Boring old books. Well, take a look at this. Let me zoom in. Let's look at this book specifically. Anybody see anything yet? If it would have been a snake, it would have bit you. Because let's blow this up and I'll show you guys something that almost nobody sees. And this is going to blow your mind. I should get a mind blown in the chat box after this one. All right? Let's zoom in here. Look at this specific book. I want you to look over here to the left at what we can buy this book for. $45.90 we can buy this book. All right? Here's what's going to blow your mind. Look over to the right where it says, trade yours in for $132. Wait, what? Okay, time out. What does that say? We can trade it in for $132. So we can, if we have the book and we send it in to Amazon, they're going to pay us $132. Yet we can buy it right here for $45.90. Now I know that sounds crazy. I'm going to explain why that works, how it works here in just a minute, but let's just look at the numbers on that. So if we can buy it for $45 and trade it in for $132, by my math, that tells me we're going to make $86.43 profit on this book by simply trading it in. We don't have to wait for it to sell. We don't have to ship it to be sold with none of that, right? Here's the cool thing. You do that all with free shipping as well. I'm going to explain that. So $86 profit. You probably didn't even see that, right? One of those snake in the grass opportunities. So let's break this down because, again, I know it sounds crazy. So what exactly are we doing with method number 2 here? We're buying a textbook from a third-party seller on Amazon. Now remember, we're not buying from Amazon directly. We're buying from someone that has put the book for sale on Amazon, whether it's an individual or a book business or something like that, right? So we're buying a textbook from a third-party seller on Amazon. We're getting that book in, and then we're turning around and shipping it to Amazon through their trade-in program for a higher price. The cool thing about that is Amazon is actually paying for shipping, right? They provide a prepaid label when we send it in. So we're buying a textbook from a third party at a low price. We're getting it. We're putting Amazon's prepaid label on there, shipping it to them through their trade-in program. We're going to get paid instantly on that, and we're going to pocket the difference. That's it, right? And that is kind of a snake in the grass method for being able to just look at 2 numbers and profit. So you guys see any difficult skills there for this method? I mean, does that sound like, oh my gosh, this is too hard. I can't possibly subtract 2 numbers, right? So as long as you can subtract 2 numbers, you can do this method and take advantage of these crazy trade-in differences when you can. Here's an example of how easy this is. We have a 10-year-old little girl doing this. Her dad was nice enough to send this picture to us. There she is sitting at her kitchen table generating really good profits by just taking advantage of the trade-in opportunities. Here's someone, this is Yvette, she's international, she's in Ireland. She's taking advantage of this. She said, woke up this morning to another $200 in my account. And the funny part about this, she says, is anyone else laughing at how easy this is? It really is that simple. I mean, it's subtracting 2 numbers. But here's the deal. As always, it gets better. Let's dig in a little bit further to this method because I know you got a bunch of questions. I'm going to get to them all. I guarantee it. So the next piece about this in terms of it getting better is this method is nearly 0 risk. Let me show you what I mean by that. You know if a book is going to be profitable before you ever have to buy it. Right? So the other method, you have to buy the book and you're pretty sure it's going to be profitable when it sells. This one, you know if it's going to be profitable before you ever buy it because you know right now for a fact, for this example, we can buy the book for $45.90 and we can trade it in for $132, right? When I took a screenshot of this specific example. So that's a lot of profit. So we don't even have to invest any money or pull out our wallet or our purse or any of that until we know for a fact we're going to be profitable. That's powerful. And another way to say that is it's kind of like knowing a stock is going to go up guaranteed instantly as soon as you buy it. How many times would you buy a stock for $45 if I told you as soon as you buy it, it's immediately going to be worth $132? Well, you do it immediately. You do it over and over as many times as you could. That is the power in this method. That's how somebody like Andrea here, again, another international person, is doing this. 20 pages of trade-ins in the last week. You can see here her net profit was $2,300 just for that 1 week, just doing trade-ins. So 0 risk, knowing it's going to be profitable before you even buy it, and then trading it in and getting that money instantly. Really cool. So I know what you're thinking. Okay, that sounds really good, but here's the problem. What if I buy the book and then the trade-in price goes way down before I get it into Amazon? So for that last example, I buy it for $45, but instead of $130, maybe Amazon changes what they're offering for that book down to $20. Uh-oh, I'm going to lose money. Nope. Guess what? This is another one of those, it gets better. The trade-in price going down is not a problem for us. Here's why. Amazon locks that trade-in price down for us for 25 full days. Okay? We don't have to have it shipped, or actually don't even have to have UPS scan it for 25 full days. So even if after we claim the trade-in, Amazon drops the price by the time they get our book, doesn't matter. They're still going to honor that higher trade-in price they initially gave us. Really cool. So our trade-in price is locked in. That's another reason this is an unbelievable method. But hang on a minute, it gets even better. What about the flip side of that? We really can't lose with this because If the trade-in price goes up, guess what? We can simply cancel our current trade-in, claim the new one at the higher price, and get that extra profit. No penalty, no problem at all, right? So if the price goes down, doesn't matter, we're locked in. If the price goes up, cool, we'll cancel and claim at the new price. So this is a win-win. We can't possibly lose no matter how that trade-in price goes, if it goes up or down, right? So here's an example of somebody. This is Jenny here. You see here she did $600 net profit for the day when she posted in our Facebook group. And then a little bit later she came in, and you can see under Arnold here, she said, actually revised $703. Why was it revised? Because Amazon offered a little bit higher trade-in later in the day on a couple of her books. She canceled and reclaimed that new trade-in. So gigantic amount of money potentially to make there when trade-in prices go up. So again, we win all the way around. But here's the deal. Once again, our theme, it gets even better. Check this out. Just like what I showed you with buying books for resale earlier on, when we bought one book, it was really good. But when we bought 19, it was amazingly good. We can actually buy more than one of the same book and trade it in. So that starts to increase our profit potential. There are millions, tens of millions of books on Amazon, hundreds of thousands of textbooks on Amazon, and other third-party websites, which we're going to talk about. So the profit potential is absolutely gigantic, and of course you're locking in your profits. So here's an example of that. Peter here did $29,000 profit in just his first few months. All of that was, he was focusing on method 2 here, just doing the trade-ins. But the key here is he did $12,000 in just one book title, right? With just one book. So multiple copies of the same book he kept buying and trading in over and over, 12,000 just in one book. So that is another huge advantage to this method. So that all sounds awesome, but I know what you're thinking. Okay, this is amazing, but wait a minute, Luke. This is almost too good to be true. Why would Amazon do this? This doesn't make any sense. Why would Amazon allow that to happen? Well, remember what I kind of hinted at earlier. Amazon is just the middleman here. They aren't selling the book. We're not buying it from Amazon. Remember, we're buying it from someone that has posted it for sale on Amazon. So they're loving it because anytime we buy something, Amazon gets a seller fee from that seller, right? So they aren't selling it. We're buying it from someone else on Amazon. And they also aren't the final buyer. On the back end, they've already got a book dealer that's paying them more than what they're paying you for the trade-in. So if they're offering you $100 for a trade-in, they're already selling it for, I don't know, $120 or whatever it is on the back end. So they're making money when you buy because they're not the ones selling it. And they're making money on the back end. They've already got it sold to someone else for a higher price. So they're making money on both sides of this deal. So they love it. They're excited about it. They wish we would do it over and over with many, many books, right? So that is why Amazon, quote, allows this, right? They love it. They're making money on both sides. So what's our theme? Again, it gets better. So here is a big take-home message because we've been using Amazon for a lot of this time, but it goes way beyond that. So here's how. Amazon isn't always the most profitable site. What I mean by that is many times we can actually find cheaper books to buy outside of Amazon on some other website, right? Amazon doesn't care where you get the books when you trade the book in. If you had it from college or if you found it at a local store or if you bought it from some other website, they don't care. They just are willing to pay you a certain amount for that book with disregard of how you got it. So a lot of times we can actually find cheaper books to buy outside of Amazon. Okay, so we can start our search with other bookstores, textbooks.com and Valor Books and all these other places that sell books. But we can take it a step further than that. Not only can we find a place to buy the books cheaper than Amazon sometimes, a lot of times we can find other book websites that are willing to pay us higher trade-in values than Amazon is willing to pay us. Okay, so we can find it cheaper outside of Amazon sometimes and also trade it in to other places that'll pay us more than Amazon. And there are hundreds and hundreds of other booksellers. Okay, so taking advantage of that, I'll show you a specific example of someone like Jennifer. Jennifer is another stay-at-home mom. You'll have a chance to hear from her a little bit later. She's got some special needs kids, needs to be able to make money from home. She was able to make $1,800 profit in her first 5 days. Let me repeat that in case you missed it. $1,800 profit in her first 5 days doing trade-ins, most of those being outside of Amazon. So Amazon's great, but this method is way bigger than Amazon. So with that in mind, I know what some of you guys might be saying. Hey, wait a minute, I'm trying to look for some trade-ins. I found the catch. Aha! I knew this was too good to be true. I found the catch. Pay close attention to this, okay? This is important. What you might be thinking is, wait a minute, I found the catch. Amazon pays us in gift card credits. That's the catch. Well, I can't possibly spend, $500,000 worth of Amazon gift cards, right? Well, here's the key here. There's several ways that you need to understand, several things you need to understand about this. One is Amazon is the only website that pays in gift card credits. Remember, all the other sites I talked about, like the sites like Jennifer was using, all these other sites pay in cash. Amazon's the only one that pays in gift cards, which are going to be the majority of your trade-in. So it doesn't really matter anyway, right? You can not do Amazon trade-ins if you don't want and still do very, very well, okay? So that's the first piece of this. However, that doesn't really matter because we actually want to get paid in gift cards. It's a shame some of the other sites don't pay us that way. Here's why. We can easily convert that gift card balance into cold hard cash and profit while we do it. There's also massive tax benefits to it. So it's an absolutely huge benefit that Amazon does pay us in credits that way. So the question is, all right, cool. All the third parties, they only pay in cash. That's fine. But if I do get some Amazon gift cards, how do I convert them and profit while doing it? So check this out. This is really cool. In order to convert those cards to cash, what we're going to do is use the credits to buy more books on Amazon. So we're kind of draining that gift card balance. And then we're going to take those books and resell them with method 1 on Amazon. And when you sell books on Amazon, they pay you in cash. Okay, you only get the credits when you trade in, right? So that's the first way to do it. Another way to do it is to use the gift card balance on Amazon to buy books again, but then trade them into third parties, which all pay in cash. Okay, so with both of these ways, we're using our balance to buy more books. With one way, we're reselling, and you get paid in cash when you do that. So you're making profit when you convert that gift card balance to cash. The second way is we use that to, again, buy books, but then trade into third parties, which all pay in cash. Again, making profit when we do those trade-ins. So both of those ways, we're converting that balance to cash, but profiting when we do so. Another way to do it, of course, is just to avoid, if you're so worried about it, avoid paying or doing trade-ins with Amazon completely. Just use third parties because they all pay in cash. But here's the deal. You want to get paid in cash because of in gift cards with Amazon because of all those benefits. So if your question is, aha, I think I found a catch here, Amazon only pays in gift cards, that is how you get around that. That is how you turn it into be a huge benefit, and that is how you make a lot more money with it and, wink, wink, save on some taxes, right? So that's that piece. So the catch is actually a giant benefit. So I get this, but how in the world are people like Kathy finding this many trade-ins, right? She said here, 35 trade, more than $3,700 in trade-ins in a single day. So how are you finding that many books? That's a lot of trade-ins, right? So let's take a look at how we find these books. How are we going to do it? Well, obviously, we're not just going to go searching Amazon pages, page after page after page, and then go to third parties and look at page after page after page. Again, the solution is custom software that finds the trade-in deals for you. So what I want to do is show you that custom software now, show you how you can use that to get to these crazy trade-in numbers you've seen these other folks doing. So let's take a look at the software now. All right, so here we are at Amazon, and let's take a look at how we're going to find books or better how we're going to let the software find profitable trade-ins for us. So I've done a search here, and I'm going to hide the search term here. You'll have a chance to learn how to actually search later. But what we've got for this custom piece of software to help us find trades is actually a Chrome browser extension. So it works on any computer. You just need to have the Chrome browser. And it's going to be just a button press, and it's going to analyze the page for us. So if we were going to do this manually, it would take, again, like method 1, forever to try to find profitable deals. I mean, if we just scroll through, and we're just not going to have the time to find enough books to make a ton of profit. So with this, we can just press the button. The software is going to do all the work for us. So check this out. When we press the button, a lot of things are going to happen on the page. It's going to analyze all the books that are profitable. It's going to hide the ones that are not profitable based on specific conditions that we put in. And it's going to give us totals for potential profit. It's going to do a lot of things for us. It's going to link up other websites where we can buy the books, potentially even cheaper. A lot of things are going to happen. So let's do a search here, and let's see what happens. So you can see here on this particular page, we're at $1,163 current net profit on the page. So what happens is it highlights the books that are really profitable in green, a big green check mark. And you can see here, this one, we can trade in for a decent profit here of $13. Here's one $80 we can trade in for. Another one down here, $596, right? So lots of profit available, and that is how we find really profitable deals. And we, of course, the way we do it is we'll click on the used and new book, because we can buy this for as low as 21 bucks. We'll do a search. Now the software works on this page as well. We'll click the button. It'll run, again, giving us a total and telling us how much we can make on each individual book. Pretty powerful, right? But let's go back and look at a couple of other things. For this particular book, let's take a look and see if we can find more deals on other websites. You see all these buttons that the software places below each book. So let's take a look at this. It says buy on BookScouter. BookScouter is a book aggregator where you can search several booksellers. So let's do that now, and let's see if we can find profitable deals for this particular book on BookScouter. Again, the Chrome extension works on BookScouter just like it does on Amazon. So let's let it do a quick search as it's going out and fetching books from several different booksellers. And then what we do is we press the button, we let it process, and $1,200 here as well. And you can see some of that is Amazon, which we've already seen, but here's some like Valor Books. We can make 76, another 76 on that book. Textbooks.com, 69. So you can see how quickly these numbers add up, and this is how you can make a ton of money with trade-ins, not manually trying to find one book at a time. You're just never going to be able to make a lot of money doing it that way. So of course, we can just go to the next page here on Amazon. Let's do another search. We'll press the button again. It's going to run another $800 on this page. Again, the profitable books with green checks. We can go find them several different places. Here's a site we can search, not only BookScouter, but BookFinder, eBay, Craigslist. Does a lot of searches for you really fast, and that is how you get up to tons and tons of profit with this particular trade-in method. So that's how this custom software works. It's a Chrome browser extension, works on any computer as long as you have Chrome browser installed, which is free to install, of course. And you press the button, it analyzes the page on Amazon and shows you the profit. As you can see, we kind of use Amazon as our core foundation for this method because they have a giant database and they offer trade-ins, and it's easier to then just place buttons at the bottom for the other sites. So that's how the custom software works. Again, similar to method number 1, finds the profitable books for you. So let's go back and we'll talk a little bit more about the method. Okay, now that you've seen the custom software in action, you guys now see why all of the success, you've seen all these people having the success. Again, you see any difficult skills here? Hopefully the answer is no. I get some mind blowns in here, awesome. Okay, I see some people that gave me the MB there, the mind blown, so I appreciate that. So let's take a look at a few more results to kind of drive home what you can do with this method. I want you to see from several different people. So these were posts in our Facebook group across the span of a few days. Claudia, so far, 1,277 today. These are profit numbers, by the way. Ron, 1,400 for the day. Chris, 1,000 for the weekend. Carol, last 24 hours made over $1,100. Troy, made my first $1,000 today. By the way, you'll have a chance to get in our Facebook group here in a little bit, and you'll have a chance to talk to all these folks. So Beth, over $1,000. Hazel made a lot of money. Anik made a lot of money, $860. Mike, this is where Mike did over 6,000 in a single day. You can see here at the bottom. Helen, $1,000 profit in the last 2 days. Jenny, 600. Renee, 355. Arnold, it goes on and on. Roberta, $1,700 in a single night. Michael, $1,100. Ron, 250 yesterday, 500 today. So you see how much money can pile up. Now, full disclosure, they don't make that much every single day, right? Trade-ins go up and down in volume, but they make a lot every day, especially when you combine both methods. Because usually when trade-ins are really hot, that's not a great time to buy books because prices are typically high. When trade-ins are low, it's a great time to buy for resale. So this is why these two methods work hand in hand, and you can really generate a ton of revenue and profit using both of them together. So again, what's our theme? It gets even better. So now that you understand how to search, how the software finds the deals for you, just like the first method, you can outsource this entire method too for more hands-off passive income on something that's guaranteed profit before you ever have to spend any money. So Dominic here, you can see, said, I love this business. Coming home from dinner, seeing 12 newly accepted trade-ins sitting in my inbox. And here's the outsource part. The best part is my virtual assistant, right, a cheap outsourced employee he found online from onlinejobs.ph or some site like that. My best part is my virtual assistant is doing 95% of the work. Really cool. So it's another great piece that you can outsource and make a significant amount of money on. So I know what you're thinking though. Okay, the trade-ins, I get this. This is amazing, but I'm not in the US. How can I do this? Because I got to be able to put the trade-in label on and ship it to Amazon and all that. Or you might be thinking, hey, this is easy, but I don't want to have to physically touch the books. Again, not a problem because, as always, it gets better. Just like with selling books, we have contracted with a specific processing center that just focuses on this method and just does the trade-in processing for you. So what they're going to do is, again, receive your books, open and inspect the books, repackage the book for you, stick your prepaid shipping label on there from Amazon for the trade-in and ship it, or any other trade-in provider that you've got. So it works with not only Amazon, but any other third party. You can use the processing center to trade the books in. So just like the first method, you never have to see or touch a book for trade-ins, just like you don't have to see or touch a book for resale, right? So this is how somebody like Victor, done over $77,000, $1,300 sales day. We're talking an over $500,000 a year pace, doing trade-ins and resell and using the processing center internationally. He's international as well, never seeing or touching a book. That's not a bad year, $500,000 for doing a couple of book methods, right? How many of you guys think you can do this? You guys think you can do this, or does this just look crazy? No way, this is just way too difficult. I can't press a couple buttons and do some subtraction. Exactly. So easy to do. Anybody can do this. But here's the key. Do you guys want to get results like Andrew? Would you be interested in generating $97,000 in a single month? Hopefully you are. So what we've done to allow you to recreate these kinds of results is give you exactly what Andrew had, exactly what Wilfred had, what Patrick had, what Kathy had, all these people that you've seen generating a significant amount, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even up to $1 million plus in a year, had access to the same thing you are going to get access to. So we're going to give you plug and play access, plug and play success with 2 full businesses in a box. Okay, so this is what we provided those people. This is what, as you remember from the beginning, I was showing my dad, this is what he has access to. This is what we've created. You can see me here kind of showing him what to do on some of the books. We are actually looking for some resale books here in the other picture. So same thing we give to friends and family. Our dads, remember my business partner's dad does it as well. Same thing the people had. You're going to get access to both software programs that allow you to find profitable books. A better way to say that is both software programs that find the profitable books for you for both methods. So full turnkey plug and play, 2 separate software systems. Again, the resale system, that is a giant database. It's web-based, works in any browser. You don't have to download anything. Finds all of the profitable resale deals for you, as you saw us doing in method number 1. So you have full access to that. We've put together full access for you for the Chrome browser extension, which does all of the trade-in searches for you, finds profitable trade-ins for you. So you have both custom software programs that allow you to do both methods ready to go, turnkey. On top of that, we don't just turn you loose with tools, right? We can hand you any kind of tool, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not that powerful, right? So we have in-depth, detailed training on both methods in our custom member area that will have full access to. So we have videos there. You can take notes. We have a syllabus where you can go through and mark methods and lessons as completed, and really have detailed, individual, step-by-step, not only video training, but we have transcripts if you like to listen to audios. If you like to read, we've got PDFs that you can download. So no matter what type of learning you prefer, we've got that set up for you here in our member area. So not only do we have ready to go full video, audio, and reading training for you, we've also got a thing where we do twice weekly coaching sessions for you. So you can come on a session just like this and ask us questions. And we do this twice a week, typically Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you can't make them live, we record them. They're all archived in the member area, and you can ask any questions that you might have. So we've got your back, not only with the training, but with help, or you can come on and talk to us directly and ask us questions. And we love to get on a couple of times a week. Normally, we go anywhere from an hour up to 2 hours, sometimes more, answering all the questions that you might have. So you're not left hanging to dry. When you join our community, we have your back, and we're going to help you twice a week on live coaching sessions. Not only do we do that, but we also have full community support. We have a members-only Facebook group, private group, that you're going to have the chance to get access to. And in that group, it's amazing. Everyone is so helpful in the group. We've created a fantastic kind of start to it, and then, man, our community just took over, and there's people in there that are making $1 million plus with the methods that are in there helping on a daily basis. So any questions you've got, if you run into a roadblock, whatever, the community is there to back you up as well. Not only us, but the community too there in the Facebook group. We did over 80 customer interviews a few months ago, and every single one of them said their favorite thing about our community was the Facebook group and the most valuable thing for them. So super awesome. It's a great archive there now. We've been doing it for many months, so there's a lot of things you can go in and read that the first group had access to. You got access to all of that. So the Facebook group is absolutely huge. You can see here, this is just an example. One of our members, Chris, giving away trade-ins in the Facebook group. Happens all the time. Gave away over $270 profit the other day, just posting books that were profitable trade-ins there in the Facebook group. So that's a huge benefit. So not only do we come on and do coaching sessions twice a week, and you can get in the Facebook group and ask all your questions to veterans and other members, but we also provide expert email support. And I say expert support because we don't just outsource this to some offshore company and some guys in there making $3 an hour that don't have any idea how to help you. We actually have experts that are doing the method that can help you with specific real strategy questions and technical questions and all types of things. So we're there for you as well. Really appreciated a couple of the comments in the Facebook group about our support. Kawar here said, really appreciate the real unsung heroes, the backroom guys in support. You always keep things running smoothly, always give quick responses and solutions. Incredible support. Without your diligence and hard work, we would not be able to do what we do. And then Phil here, I've been blown away by the support team. You would have to be doing something seriously wrong to not succeed with this. Because again, we've got your back, not only with the training, the coaching, and the help sessions, the Facebook group, and expert email support. We've got your back, and we've got you covered in almost every way. So here's the entire package that we've put together so that you can replicate the results you guys have been seeing. Full access to the only book profit software of its kind, and it's all web-based. Again, works in any browser. Over 10 million books in our database, and we go out and scour Amazon and third parties and other places and collect data multiple times a day. Advanced search filtering to really be able to laser focus and help you find those profitable deals in several different ways. Access to the second piece of software, the trade-ins browser extension that not only finds profitable trade-ins on Amazon, but finds profitable deals on many third parties, and we have several third-party plugins, as you saw during the demo. We've got trade-in price alerts. Didn't even get to mention this, but you can set alerts for different books. So when a trade-in hits a certain amount, where we will email you or send you a text message when that book is profitable. Super powerful key and piece to the system. Access to the book processing center that will take care and handle all of your trade-ins for $2 a book. Also, same thing, access to prep services that will do your prep service for resale for $1 to $2 a book. No brainer, so you never have to touch a book. In-depth training modules for both methods, both resell and trades. A book inventory management system that allows you to keep track of your books, your profits, everything, all built into the member area. A support portal staffed with true experts, as we talked about. Twice weekly coaching sessions that are all archived. You can go back, watch the previous ones. If you can't make a live one, you can go back and see that. Access to the private Facebook group that is extremely powerful, that everyone loves. Live members only meetup and event access. We usually try to have a couple of live events every year. We've got one coming up, so you'll learn about that as you become a member. We have constant feature additions and updates. We're constantly adding new things to the software, new services. You got, again, like the alert system that was added recently. Everything you could possibly need to succeed with this business, we've got for you here. But here's the thing, it gets even better, right? Absolutely zero risk for you. We wanted to make sure the methods were only zero risk for you, but the purchase of the program itself, we wanted to make that zero risk for you. So check this out. If you just take action and don't have success with our program, we're not only going to give you your money back, we're actually going to give you 2 times your money back. Now that's putting your money where your mouth is, because we know if you just take action, you're going to be profitable with this. So we don't have any problem putting our money where our mouth is and doing a double your money guarantee that basically states if you don't make at least 100% of your purchase price back within your first 90 days, we're going to pay you 2 times your purchase price back. So you're going to double your money no matter what. So at the end of this presentation today, no matter what happens, if you take action on this and you join our community, the worst thing that could happen is you double your money, because no matter how, no matter if you make money by actually doing the method, or if you make money because we paid for it because of our double your money back guarantee, you're going to profit and double your money with the system, worst case. So you've been awarded today. The worst possible thing that could happen is you double your money, which is pretty cool. I love this. I like showing this because you might say, well, why are we doing the guarantee? Here's somebody in our Facebook group. We said, why did you join? She said it was the guarantee, albeit not an easy one. I knew it was either going to blow up or I would succeed. All right. So after 1 week, I stopped tracking because I was doing it, and I had already made $386 with 3 trade-ins. And this is kind of the part. She said, brilliant move, Luke and John, for basically crafting the guarantee this way, because she knew after doing it that we knew as long as you do it, you are going to make profit with the system. So that's why we can put our money where our mouth is, right? So in order to qualify for the guarantee, you might be going, yeah, but do I have to spend 8 hours a day or something like that? How about this? To qualify, all you need to do is average 2 books a day for each method, 2 simple searches a day for each method, and we have full details of the exact requirements, but we make it really, do you guys think you can do a couple of books a day? Or does that just sound like, oh my gosh, they're being very unreasonable. I can't possibly average 2 books a day. Exactly, yeah. We want to make sure that we have your back, we're backing you up, we're putting our money where our mouth is, so that not only the method is no risk for you, but the joining of our community is no risk for you. Really important. So here's the deal. It gets even better. As always, right? The theme continues. We have a fast mover bonus for you guys today. And the way we're going to do this is for the first 15 of you that take action here on the webinar, we are going to give you a coupon code. So get your pen out, get Notepad ready, whatever. You're going to want to write this down. It's important that you get this coupon code. All right, so hopefully you're ready. It's easy. The coupon code is going to be SAVE, S-A-V-E. And you're going to do just that with the coupon code. You're going to save a very large amount of money by using that. So remember that, write it down. S-A-V-E is going to be there. Now, for the first 15, it's going to work for you, so you put in S-A-V-E. Now, here's the thing. It should be auto-applied if you're one of the first 15 on the checkout page. So you should see the discount when I give you the link. You should see the discount already there. If it's not there, type in SAVE, S-A-V-E, into the coupon section, click apply, and that should apply the discount. If it does not, that means all 15 of our coupon codes have been claimed, okay? And we'll try to keep you posted here on the screen how many we've got left. So the coupon code is SAVE. If you're quick on the trigger, you're one of the first 15, you're going to save a ton of money by using that coupon code. Should be already applied for you if you're one of the first 15. If not, type it in and click apply. So, S-A-V-E, don't forget that. You're going to want to use that code. So the question is how much and where, right? How much is this going to be? Where can I get it? So one more, it gets better for you. Before I kind of show you this, I want to talk about the value here, because we get really spoiled, sitting at home in our underwear from the couch, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. We kind of get spoiled. So I want to really drive home the value that we've created for you here with this package. So how many of you guys know what the #1 business franchise to own is? Does anybody know what the #1 business franchise to own is, according to really any expert, specifically according to Entrepreneur Magazine and their top 500 rankings? Anybody know what the #1 business is? Just type it in the chat box if you know what it happens to be. Exactly. Yep. A lot of you guys are nailing it. Out of the park. You guys nailed it. So according to Franchise Magazine, you can see here, McDonald's is the #1 franchise, right? The #1 business to own if you're going to start a franchise. So everybody knows that, right? It's a really good business to have. So let's break down and let's compare McDonald's to this, because I think you're going to be really surprised at the value difference here. So a McDonald's typically has a $45,000 franchise fee, and on average, you can see here, according to Entrepreneur, you're going to spend anywhere from $950,000 to $2.2 million approximately starting the restaurant. Average is going to run you about $2 million. So a $45,000 fee and $2 million to start up, plus you have to have like $1 million in equity and in liquid cash and several things, but it's going to cost you about $2 million to start up a McDonald's. So remember that, $2 million bucks. So we know a couple of things about McDonald's. It's the #1 business to own, and it costs $2 million bucks. Okay? So I want to compare this to an online business, right? A typical online business that you guys have seen here. So hypothetically, let's say I've got a McDonald's. I don't, but let's say I have one, and I've got it for sale. And I want to sell you guys this McDonald's. You tell me when you are ready to buy. I want you to type in buy in the chat box when you're ready to buy this hypothetical McDonald's I've got. Okay, you guys ready? Type in buy when you're ready to buy it. So we know it costs about $2 million on average for one of these. Mine's for sale for $1 million. How many of you guys are going to buy this? $1 million. It's half price. Pretty good deal, right? Okay. Several of you typing in buy. Okay. Good. Wise business move. $1 million. It's half price. Okay. How about $500,000? Who's going to buy now? Type buy in the chat box if you're going to buy now at $500,000. It's a pretty good deal, right? Okay. More buys. Let's keep going. Until everybody types buy, I'm going to keep going. 100,000. How many of you guys are going to buy? I've got it for sale for 100,000. My McDonald's. How many of you are going to buy? Okay. 50,000. If you haven't typed buy in the chat box now, I'm not sure why not. But all right, let's get crazy. I've got it for sale for $10,000. Who's going? Okay. Everybody at this point has agreed they're going to buy the McDonald's for $10,000. So let's break this down, right? Everyone says, okay, no brainer. I'll spend 10. If I had the 10 grand, I would spend it on a McDonald's. That's a no brainer. So let's break this down. I want you guys to see how a McDonald's operates, what it's actually worth. So this is the average from their FDD, their franchise document that they have to disclose, franchise disclosure document. The net profit for a McDonald's owner, after all is said and done, the average sales a year is about $2.7 million. After all the fees and all the employees are paid and all the insurance, everything is done, an average take-home profit for a McDonald's owner is $153,000. Okay, that's the average. So let's compare that to this book business we've talked about today with the two methods that I've shown you guys. Startup cost, $2 million for McDonald's, very little for the book business. Profit, $153,000 a year on average for a McDonald's owner. We've shown you several people, and we have a gigantic number of people that are making way more than that with the book business. In fact, we have several that are doing over $1 million. Okay, so you can make way more. The risk, there's a big risk with McDonald's because you're spending a lot of money. With books, very little, right? You can spend $5 on a book. If you do the trade-in method, you know you're going to profit before you spend any money. So very little risk. ROI, not so great with McDonald's because you're spending so much to buy one, but on average with the book business, over $100 or over 100% margin for that. Headaches, imagine running a McDonald's and dealing with tons of employees that don't show up and high school kids and insurance and a building and just everything you have to deal with. Tons of headaches with a McDonald's. Not so much with a book business. Remember, we don't even have to touch or see a book. Time to start, usually going to take you about a year from start to finish to get a McDonald's up and running. With the book business, you can get your first book today, right? So the book business is just so much better, in my opinion, and hopefully in yours, and in Math's opinion, better than owning McDonald's. It's way less risk. You can make way more, has higher ROI, way fewer headaches, and way faster to start up. Okay? So remember what we said. Everyone was willing to invest $10,000 in a McDonald's, which is a worse opportunity than this, right? So now the question is, how much to get started in this? Well, I think it should be, $50,000, but we're not going to charge you $50,000, right? I think it's worth way more than that. It's worth more than a McDonald's, in my opinion. So here's the standard price that folks had to pay when they first started out. So we started with a small group, and here's what they paid to get access to both systems and methods. They paid $2,997, $2,997, and $297 a month to get access to the program. So the good news is you guys aren't going to pay anywhere near that today. So we're going to get this all the way down to saving you $2,000 and over $100 a month. So $997 gets you started and covers your entire first month. And then after that, it's $197 a month. You can cancel anytime. There's no long-term contracts. And that gets you everything that we have talked about to this point. So everyone just agreed you would spend $10,000 on a McDonald's, which is a worse deal. So this better be the biggest no-brainer you have ever seen at $997 for the first month and to get access, and then $197 a month after that, cancel anytime. And take a look at the link you see on the screen. You can go there now and get access. Don't forget your coupon code SAVE to get this massive discount. And at the end of the day, you're saving over $3,200 in your first year by taking advantage of it. So I don't know how to make it any bigger no-brainer than it already is at that price point. I mean, that should be an absolute no-brainer for you. So remember what you get, everything here, access to both pieces of software, trade-in and resell software, access to the processing center, all the training in our member area, the book inventory management system, trade-in alerts, the support desk, constant feature additions, everything you could possibly need is here for you. And we've got your back, right? Don't forget about the double your money back guarantee. So, worst thing you can do is double your money today. Best thing you could do is something like Victor here and make 80 grand, right? So he's already done 80,000, but I thought it was really cool what he said. Absolutely humbled and amazed that a retired high school band teacher who never made any money online could do this business. I feel blessed in finding this business by accident, because he did. He kind of stumbled on it by accident. And he talks about how his rush hour is basically, and his whole thing here is fighting for a coffee with my wife and kids, then making breakfast. I love it. So being able to work from home, right? So retired band teacher's doing it, crushing it. His next stop, he says, 90,000. Pretty cool. A couple of other ones. Victor here. I've lost so much money on other online scams. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And that's unfortunate, right? There is a ton of them out there. But he's found us, and we're glad that he did. He's had a lot of success. Yvette, by far the best business model I've ever been a part of. As far as making real money, this is the real deal. Game changer for us and everyone who does it and stays with it. So folks have said really nice things. Again, we could talk about this on and on and on, but I want you to be able to hear from some others specifically. So I want to get to that now. I mean, we have over 500 video testimonials and results that people have sent in, but I want you to just see a small snippet, and then we'll come back on and do some Q&A. So let's do that now. Let you guys hear from some others that are doing this. Go now and grab it if you can, because the first 15 are going to get that discount. Remember to use the coupon code SAVE if it's not already applied. First 15 are going to get that huge discount for the year. Once those are up, goes back to normal price. All right, guys, I've seen some of you kind of type in the chat box that came in late, asking some questions, asking if we can kind of recap everything just so you can see it. Here's what we're going to do. After this is all over, at the very end, we will do an immediate encore just for you guys so that you can catch up and see it. Or if you want to watch again, if you happen to come in a few minutes late. So at the end of this, we are going to do an immediate encore. You'll be able to see the entire presentation. So hang in there with me, and we'll get you that immediate encore at the very end. So let's go hear from some others right now, and we'll come back and I'll do some Q&A.
Yeah, I'm well over 80,000 on that particular program now. So yeah, within the year, I made 6 figures. This is a legitimate business. I was so blessed that I run into a webinar you did, because it literally changed my life.
I've been trying to make money online for, 16 years.
Wow.
And never found anything that lasted more than 6 weeks or just didn't work at all. Thanks to this program, we're doing a lot better than we ever have in any adventure that I've ever done, any job that I've ever had. I mean, I've never made as much as I am with this program. In short order, I mean, in sight of 2 months, I saw where I was able to replace my full-time income with this business. Today, I'm well into the 6-figure mark. I'm on course for my 7-figure retirement asset. Actually, I'm 1 year ahead. I mean, you guys have ridiculous support. So I just never found in any other program people that were so dedicated to our success as you guys. The amount of help that you get in this program. I mentioned the weekly help sessions that you guys do twice a week, but what I didn't mention is that there's a Facebook group of like-minded people who have answers for those midnight questions that might hold us up. If you run across something and you need some help, it's there.
When you start getting checks for $1,000, $1,500 in a month, and that's significant. There's no question in my mind that in a year I'll be over six figures with this. There's no reason why I wouldn't be. If you are looking for a simple, effective, productive method where you have a lot of assistance, it's about as foolproof as it gets. I can't think of anyone that won't benefit from this. You don't have to be a brainiac to do this.
Right.
You don't have to be a techno wizard. And if you want to get in, you want to make a few hundred a month, or you want to make 1,000 a month and just stay there, you will be so happy. That's so simple and easy to do in this. If you want to come in and hit something out of the park and achieve something in your life that maybe was like out here and thinking, my gosh, I could really do six figures with something. Stop looking and comparing things to everything else that's out there. I would say that to any of you who are looking right now.
Nice.
Don't underestimate the value of what's here. This is the most powerful, probably sleeper of an opportunity I've seen in 15 years.
The very first month I was doing it, I probably made, $1,000, $1,500 profit pretty quickly. And yeah, it's definitely been further than what I ever expected. I've never had any kind of business on my own. I always wanted to, but I never had an opportunity. This is the opportunity I was looking for. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I have 9 kids. Two bedroom, 1 bathroom house is where we've been living for the last 2.5 years because of all the different things we've had. And this business is helping us now to be able to have a house that actually is a good sized house for us. So.
Yeah, my biggest day so far was $2,200.
Nice.
And my biggest month so far was $31,000. I mean, this has got to be the best starter business I've ever seen. I mean, if you want to start a business, this is really the best. It's just like the stock market, except you can predict it.
My best day, it was $1,200 in one day. For the first time in my professional or earning life, I can make the business fit my life instead the other way around, which always has been the case. This is the first time I felt comfortable and confident that I understood what I was getting into, that it makes sense, that it was simple enough for me to try while juggling my full-time job and my wife's full-time job and my 4 kids, and being able to dive into it. So here I am, and I'm very excited.
And then there's one day I went and I actually 2 days of research is all I did this one day because things were going on and I just couldn't get in there. But in 2 days, I hit that $620 for the week. If my husband and I want to go to town and have supper or lunch, I can do it. Or you want to take a day off and go to see your kids play sports, you can do it. You don't feel guilty. You don't have anybody telling you yes or no. It's your decision.
But it's a lot of fun because it's not stressful. And it just builds very quickly if you can keep focused on it. And I just don't see any reason to hesitate at all. Don't be afraid.
Hi guys, so I'm Jennifer from Ohio, and I am a single mom who has been struggling for income over the summer, and I have cash flowed so far just over $2,200 of profit. I made $1,800 of profit in my first 5 days. This program works. It has helped me feed my kids, and I do need to work from home. I need an alternate work arrangement because my 4 kids are all on the autism spectrum, and my kindergartner is a major challenge. He has actually had to come home from school last year. He did not complete the final semester of school because he was having such trouble transitioning into his classes. So I really do need to work from home. It is just so awesome, and I'm sorry I'm getting a little bit moved here as I talk about this, because to say that this has made a difference in our lives, this program is literally feeding children, and I have hope for my future and for my kids for the first time in a really long time. So I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, guys, and everybody have an awesome day. Bye.
I'm just over $1,000 in net profit. I'm averaging right around $200 net profit a day.
Up to this date, I've made about $29,000 in profit. So there's my story. Good luck to all you guys.
And to date, I have made $1,534.40. So this is absolutely the real deal. Luke and the team are incredible. They truly want to see you succeed.
Hey guys, Jeff Mayer here, and I've generated over $15,000 to $20,000.
Hi guys, just wanted to give you a little update. Currently, the profit I've made so far is over $12,250.
You know, just sit down the computer. Who can sit down at the computer at 4 o'clock in the morning and make what, 40, 50 bucks? Just that's been one of the most amazing things of all. I mean, all of the other things that I've ever gotten involved with never had this amount of support.
That's
the training.
Yeah. The best thing about this is the support.
When I email too, support is like instantaneous.
All right. Hopefully hearing some of those stories really inspired you to take action and join us and our community. And I'm sure after seeing some of that, you're probably thinking, man, it would be really cool to be able to talk to some of these people that are having such great success, get their tips, their tricks, find out more about how they do it. The good news is with the Facebook group, you can. Several of them will be in there. They're in there willing to help. So you'll have a chance to actually speak to those people that you heard from. So that being said, let's get to some questions now, and we'll wrap this up, and I'll give you guys we'll get in straight into that immediate encore that we talked about. So somebody asked, well, what about saturation, right? Why, and another kind of way to ask this is, why would you share this? Aren't you creating competition for yourself? That sort of thing. That's a really good question. The answer to that is there is no possible way a small group of us can saturate this market. We wouldn't share it if it would hurt our business, right? That would just be dumb. So if you think about it this way, the market served, let's just think about textbooks alone, right? Books is even bigger, but let's just think about textbooks alone, right? We're talking about a $20 billion industry, just textbooks. Think about this. So every student spends about $1,000 on textbooks a year. So there are about 20 million college kids that are looking for textbooks, almost all of them looking online every single textbook season. So 3-4 times a year, 20 million people are looking for really good deals on books. So I'm pretty sure just a small group of us aren't going to affect that in any way. So do you need to be more worried about a few of us all looking for books together, or 20 million college kids trying to buy up all the good deals, right? So the market will support 20 million kids, and it's, again, a $20 billion industry. We can't possibly touch it. So there's no way to saturate this market. It's way too dynamic. Prices change constantly. It just doesn't happen. So why share it? Because one, it doesn't affect our business. Two, we are developing these software programs, and it helps us if we can allow others to use our software and pay for access. It allows us to continue to develop the software for ourselves. So kind of a selfish reason there, right? We have the chance to make some money and develop our own software products more and more. And of course, you get to learn something you wouldn't have learned before. It's a double win. That's how business works. It's a double win, right? So hopefully that answered that question. How much do I need to get started? We've had people start with as little as $50. You can set your budget to whatever you want, right? So it doesn't take a lot. The more you have, the more you can make, the faster. But how much do you need to get started? Again, we've had people start with $50, so very little. Why the monthly payment? So remember, when you join, you've got your initial payment of $997, and then after that, that covers your first month as well. Then after that, it's $197 a month, cancel any time. So why the monthly fee? Well, remember what you're getting. You're getting all of the stuff we talked about, where we do the live help sessions every single week, twice a week. You get access to the Facebook group. You get full email support. You get full software updates, which we do constantly. Amazon is changing stuff. This site's changing stuff. That site's changing stuff. We have to constantly update the software just to keep it working. But not only that, we add new features constantly. So there are tons and tons of things that you are getting on a monthly basis over and over, right? So that's why there's a monthly fee. Here's one thing I would say. If you ever join a community or purchase a software program that doesn't have a monthly fee, you can just count on that being completely useless very soon, because that is not a sustainable business model for the people that provided that software to you, right? So we run a sustainable model here and provide massive amounts of resources and tools for you for that monthly fee, and training and help and the whole thing. Requirements as far as computer goes, all you need is a desktop or a laptop computer. It works on Mac or PC. Not a phone or tablet. Would not recommend trying to run your business from a phone or tablet. At least have a laptop or a desktop computer. Mac or PC, doesn't matter. Works for either. Another question I saw here, how much does it cost for the processing centers, to use the processing centers? Up to $2 a book. So a very minimal amount compared to the profit margins that you are making. So you only pay that on a per book basis, and they typically don't have contracts or anything like that. The trade-in, same way, right? It's about $2 a book. Can I use this on more than one machine? Or kind of the same answer is, can I have my virtual assistant use this program and still get access? Yes. Up to 3 computers you can use our software on. So you're able to use it with 3 different machines. So you can use it on several different computers, or have a VA, or however you want to do that. Are there other ways? So ways to make money with this. One thing I forgot to mention, yes, there are actually several other ways that you'll learn to make money that we didn't have time to cover here. But one of them I can quickly mention is we do have a referral program. So if you have friends or family that you want to refer to us, you can get a really nice payout for everyone that joins through your referral link that you'll get when you are in our member area. So that's another way to make great money. We've had some people posting their results on Facebook, sending us a very large number of folks, friends and family, that have made a significant amount of money, thousands and thousands of dollars, just referring friends and family. So that's another way you can make money with this, right? So hopefully that answered many of your questions. If you guys have other questions, feel free to type them in the chat box. We'll be here to answer your questions. And in the meantime, we are going to set up an immediate encore so that you guys can watch if you came in late. So just want to say thanks so much. Hopefully you got some value here. Take action. We'd love to have you as a member of our community. We have a great group of folks that are willing to help you get started with this thing and get you making a lot of money. So that being said, enjoy the immediate encore, and thanks for jumping on, guys. See you next time.